The rasp of a drill greeted me before the jasmine on my front walk did. A man in a canvas jacket hunched over my lock set, metal shavings glittering on the doormat. Beside him, my father, Gerald Pike, folded his arms like a foreman. My mother, Mara, circled the bungalow's windows with her phone held high. I was still carrying my rolled yoga mat. "What is going on?" Dad barely glanced over. "Perfect timing, Ava. We're getting the place ready to rent. He's swapping in landlord-grade hardware, and your mother's grabbing photos for the listing." The word rent scraped down my spine. "This is my house. It's our investment property," he corrected. "We bought it for income, and you've occupied it long enough. Market rate here is $2,800. We're posting today." Mom swept back from the side yard, beaming. "Back patio looks amazing. It'll lease in a heartbeat. You'll need to clear out by next weekend so we can show it properly." "Be out," I repeated, tasting each word. The locksmith paused mid-bite into the deadbolt. "I need to verify ownership before I finish." "We are," Dad said, touching his chest. "Gerald and Mara Pike." "And who lives here now?" "Our daughter, temporarily," Mom answered. "Hence the locks." The locksmith looked at me. "Do you have anything showing you reside here?" I opened my banking app and held up the last mortgage payment. First National Bank. Paid from my account for 4 years. His shoulders dropped. "I can't touch that door if ownership is contested. Sort it out between yourselves." He holstered the drill, packed his case, and drove off, leaving the fresh-scored brass winking like a half-finished threat. I exhaled. "Okay," I said. "Let's settle this properly." Dad turned on me as the locksmith's taillights vanished. "Why would you tell him you pay the mortgage?" "Because I do," I said. "Every month since I closed in 2019. Mom's smile appeared, the one that always meant I was being difficult. "We purchased this as investment. You were between lives. We let you stay." "You co-signed my loan," I said. "That's not ownership." I opened the county portal. After a spin, the record loaded. Owner, Ava Pike. Purchase price, date, lender. I held up the screen. "See, my name, my liability, my house." Dad frowned. "We put money in." "You gave me $15,000 as a divorce gift," I said. "I added 45 of my own. Gifts don't earn dividends." Mom was already dialing. "I'll call Michael, he'll sort it." While she paced, I pulled my deed from cloud storage and enlarged the recorder's seal, crisp as a gavel. My name alone. Mom returned, breathless. "He wants to know if we're on the deed." "Are you?" I asked. Silence curdled the porch air. Dad took my phone and scrolled as if another page might sprout rights. "This can't be right." "It is." I kept my voice even. "Co-signing means if I default, you're on the hook. I haven't." "Risk isn't nothing," he muttered. "It also isn't rent." He stepped away to call the bank. I heard hold music, the clipped courtesy of a representative. The phrases sole borrower, contingent liability, no ownership interest. When he came back, color had drained from his certainty. "They confirmed it." Mom's eyes shone, furious. "We need income, Ava. Your father's retirement isn't enough." "Then ask me for help," I said. "Don't take my locks." Dad sank onto the steps, elbows on his knees, as if the porch had tilted. "We planned this for months," he said. "Ran numbers, met a manager, thought we had the right." "Based on what?" I asked. "On being your parents," he said quietly. "On assuming what's yours is available." It smarted, then softened. "That isn't how ownership works," I said. "Or family." Mom's eyes were wet. "We told people we'd have rental income. We made commitments." "From a house you don't own." I let it sit. "If you'd asked, we could have talked." "Would you have helped?" she whispered. "Maybe," I said. "But you didn't give me the chance." We went inside. At the table, we set out our phones. I opened a spreadsheet. Dad opened his pension app. Mom listed bills. The math was stubborn. They needed $1,500 a month. "I can do 1,000 for a year," I said. "Call it repayment for co-signing, though it isn't owed." Dad lifted his head. "And in return?" "You release yourselves from the loan," I said. We call the bank and formalize it. In writing, no ownership claim, no locks, no listings. Relief and embarrassment crossed his face in one tide. All right. They apologized, haltingly, but very sincerely. A week later, we sat at First National while a notary slid documents across the desk. When the stamps dried, the weight in my chest did too. Afterward, I hired my own locksmith. The new keys in my palm felt like proof and promise. Brighter metal, quiet tumblers, one home.